The home crowd in Jacksonville is eager for a response this afternoon as the Gamecocks return to Burgess Snow Field for their 2026 home opener. Under mostly clear skies and a sweltering 94-degree noon sun, Jacksonville State welcomes FCS Southeast, better known as Eastern Kentucky, looking to bounce back from a frustrating 17-14 loss at North Dakota State last week in Week 0. The Gamecocks appeared to have the game in hand, carrying a 14-7 lead into the fourth quarter before the Bison rallied with 10 unanswered points. Jacksonville State also struggled to find a rhythm through the air, managing just 108 passing yards, making offensive improvement a major point of emphasis this week. Eastern Kentucky / FCS Southeast would love to capitalize on any lingering disappointment, but the Gamecocks know there's little time to dwell on missed opportunities. In front of their home fans, this is a chance to get back on track, protect home field, and show that last week's finish was an exception, not the start of a trend. It's FCS Southeast / Eastern Kentucky taking on the Jacksonville State Gamecocks coming up next.
Welcome to Amherst Stadium in Jacksonville, Alabama. Is there really anything better than immersing yourself in football all afternoon on a Saturday? And we continue with this one. It's the Condors and the Jacksonville State Gamecocks. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Let's go down to Holly Rowe with the latest on the weather.
Guys, Jacksonville State's head coach told me before the game, he knows that there's a lot of excitement for this home game, but most importantly, the weather is clear. We were wondering how the forecast would shake out, and it is calm and beautiful. Should be an impactful game here with great weather, great opportunities, and a fast surface. Back to you.
We'll keep an eye on that, Holly. The Gamecocks ready to kick it away first. On the move from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So the Condors offense will start this game off with the football. And here comes the sophomore running back. They want him to take care of the ball, do the dirty work, be good in pass pro, and make plays when he has a chance. The option look. The option, the keeper. Tried to move that pile forward. He maybe gets 2. He's down at the 21. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. They'll run the option. Pulls it on the option. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, back up inside their 20. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw, incomplete. And it'll be the Condors will call on their punt team. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. He only needs a sliver of daylight. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. So the Jacksonville State Gamecocks offense will come out to go on the attack for the first time. And this junior wide receiver is a focal point in their passing attack. He is a guy who is reliable and can be dangerous if he gets a chance.
It's pretty amazing when you watch this offense because they're not very talented. They're average, quite honestly, a lot of spots, except the guy at wide receiver, David. He is elite. And today on offense, everything should go through him.
And when you've got one of those guys, you've got a chance, right? One guy that puts fear in the defense. And I love that we continue to see guys have real success at smaller levels, right? It's not just the power 4. These are guys that end up getting plucked and go to the next level. You can still be a burner and still have that great speed and route running and develop. And this guy has, and he is one of the best players on he actually is the best player on this team, and he is option number 1 for the squad.
After the 4-yard completion on first down, now it's 2nd and 6. Off play action. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on. Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. Wants to throw it. Fires to the wideout. Another incompletion on third down. And they'll pat the kicker on the tail and tell him to go give it a shot. And he's got it from 57. What a beauty. And hold up just a second as we check on the injured player. That is their senior defensive end, and they can ill afford to lose him for a long period of time. Holly Rowe will check in on his condition. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Condors make their way onto the field to open this drive. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Got nothing on first down. Now 2nd and 10 from their own 25. They give it to the freshman, first carry of his career. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. Keeps it himself. It's a game of first downs, and they've got one out to their own 37. The Condors come to the line with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Tight end now in motion. Quarterback keep. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop. And it'll be the Condors come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Trying to pick it up on the ground. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. They'll stop play here as they have a look at this injured Gamecock. The Condors will punt this one away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. The Gamecocks offense heads out to see what they can put together here. So they've put up some early points and now to build on this 3-0 lead. Off the play fake on first down to throw. He's got the tight end. And that had all the makings of bug meat windshield, but how about the little corner taking on the big tight end and keeping him from getting the first? Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Paul. Got a little grass. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. Wide receiver comes in motion. The play action fake. Grabbed behind the line, it's Williams. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down. Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. The handoff as they run the counter play here. And he doesn't find much running room, a short gain on the play. Might be decision time if the defense can get a stop on 3rd down from the 45. They'll try to run for it. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense. And the Gamecocks line up to punt it away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. The ball hits at the 5, and it'll go into the end zone for a touchback. The Condors make their way onto the field to open this drive. They're going to need to get something started, finding themselves in a 3-0 hole. Great job on the containment and the tackling. They stop him for no gain. And guys, that completion might have helped the old confidence, but it didn't help the down and distance. 2nd and 10 here. They knock him down after a gain of 3 to the 23. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Dropping back, it's Wright. Throws to the wideout. Not in lockstep there with the receiver. And it'll be the Condors send out the punt unit. Makes the catch at the 30. The pursuit and coverage was there, and they swarm him under for no gain. They'll start this drive with a pass. That's caught. It's Savage. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Trying play action. Quickly to the tight end. They use that sideline as a defender and get him out of bounds at the 36. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Can't hang on to the ball. He had it right in his chest, and it'll be fourth down. The Gamecocks will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. To the ground with the back. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. We've come to the break, and Jacksonville State has the lead as we get a look at the numbers so far. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. The Condors with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Right back to him on the ground. And he could not get loose on the run. Here they come, trying to convert a third and short from the 28. He'll try to get to the marker himself. Really nice job to get it past the sticks, pick up the first down at the 30. He'll try to pop the draw. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll run the option. Keeps it on the option. Got enough for the first. He's wrestled to the ground. They ran the option beautifully, and they pick up the first down. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Gives it on the option. He's going to lose a yard on that one. After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. To the air, it's right. Pocket breaking down. Gets away to his left. Nice move to keep running. Gets away from one. He's got space. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down. On the option. There's some room. Brought down at the 26-yard line after a pickup of 10 yards on the play, and it'll be a first down. The keeper on the option. Turning it on. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. And it'll be the Condors come to the line with a new set of downs. Here's the give off the left side. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Condor! After that, there might be a few extra tackling drills in practice this week.
Listen, and when you only got one guy there, it makes it really hard to get to the ground. You need a swarm. Where are my other guys? You got to get 1, 2, 3 more guys to the football to make sure you get them on the ground.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 7-3. So it's an 80-yard drive, and the capper came on the run to the end zone from the 13. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner will be brought down. Guys, we'll see what Jacksonville State can get going on home. So far, they've only been able to muster a field goal, but hoping to get things cooking here. Just wanted to find a little space to run and ekes out some to get it up to the 21. He wants to change this route. They give it to him again. Shakes off the defender. Brought down at the 27. It's a 5-yard pickup on the play. They'll put it in play from the 27. First down. Quickly out to the tight end. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play. And that last completion left him with 2nd and 1, and this is a fun moment for an offensive coordinator. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down. And the Gamecocks are flying down the field. They're going to ride this running back. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Here's the pressure. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. It'll be 3rd and long. Off the play fake. Fires to the wideout. He can't make the catch. He was open on the crossing route, and instead they're facing a 4th down. Kick is in the air. Just needs a crack to get a return. Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. The Condors make their way onto the field to open this drive. If you like old-fashioned grunt, breaks into the open. Got enough for the first. Makes the stop at the 32, but he picks up 10 on that play. Offense will try to strike on 1st and 10. To the ground, he's got it again. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Stuck with a running game on 1st down. Now here they come again. Out of the gun, the running back has it. He's there to make the stop. Now facing a 3rd and long. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they'll talk it over to see if they can build on this lead before halftime. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Back to pass, it's right. Makes the catch.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be, because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. Sweet throw and catch along the sideline. It's enough for the 1st down. The Condors go back to work after moving the chains through the air. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. He's piled up 65 yards rushing already here in the 1st half. It's a season opener, but he's in mid-season form. And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain. They'll snap it from the 28 in field goal range, but it's 3rd and short. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. Offenses gain momentum with 3rd down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25. Now the offense wants to make sure everything's straightened out, and they call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Quickly complete. And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Back to pass. Pressure coming. He's going to take off. Slides to the ground. He got away and picked up the 1st down on a 2nd and long. Obviously didn't like what he saw on 1st down, and they used a timeout. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this 1st half. He wants to throw it. Bringing the heat. Took a shot as he threw. And this one's going to be incomplete. He was trying to make the connection in the back corner of the end zone. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Rushes on him. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing. It's 3rd and goal and 3rd and long. They'll run play action. A little release to the back. Could not make his way to the corner. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they won't be able to stop the clock again for the remainder of this half. And on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit. It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. Now up by 7 points here in the second.
And I like the way this defense just finished. And I know they're trailing, but they didn't give up the touchdown. Got a little bit of momentum. Not much time left in this first half, but you got halftime to make some adjustments, come out with some energy, but a nice stop here.
On the run from inside his own 5. Tackled and brought down right at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there. Final seconds of the first half. Let's see if they can pull off a little magic. Running inside. It's Paul. Crosses the 30. He's got away. After that big game, maybe no longer content to just run the ball and go to the locker room. As we close in on halftime, a timeout is taken here. Lofts one deep down the right side. It's incomplete, and they tried to finish this quarter with a bang and couldn't quite connect. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Gentlemen, so much excitement around a brand new season, and we're excited to get you caught up on everything here in Week 1. Let's start with the Missouri State Bears, taking on the number 8 team, the Texas A&M Aggies. And it's the Bears, looking for a second win after the opening week loss. So far, so good. They lead this one in the first half. Now let's take a peek at some of the other contests around the country, games that promise to have an impact on the standings. Now over to your game at Amherst Stadium. It's hardly a secret what this team wants to do. They want to feed the beast, let him run it, and control the line of scrimmage. Ground and pound, and continue to add to this lead in the second half. And with that, let's head back to the guys at JSU Stadium.
And it'll be the Condors who will kick it away to crank up the second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. He gets across the 20 and out to the 21-yard line before he's stopped right there. Jacksonville State has it back, and the Gamecocks will go to work. Not a lot of scoreboard fireworks from these guys in the first half, but they've got a chance here after making some halftime adjustments.
Yeah, and remember, it just takes one play to kick the door open, and all of a sudden there's a lot more confidence again. So which guy on this offense can hit the big home run and break this thing open?
Well, and the good thing is it's such a low-scoring game. I'm still very much in this. I can be who I am, make a few tweaks, make a few adjustments, and get this offense rolling.
They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down.
It has not been a banner performance so far by this offense. Here in the second half, they need more plays like that.
Deep shot for the end zone. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. Second down coming. Looking to fire. Takes the easy throw in the flat.
Again, this is a running back that can hurt you running it between the tackles, and he's dangerous out in space. They like to throw it to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple yards there.
Quickly out on the screen to the wide receiver. Really strong job by the defense. A negative play on third down. "57 yards out, and he powers it through the uprights."
And not to be the old guys in the booth, but we are the old guys in the booth. Man, 50-yard field goals used to be really, really hard. Kickers nowadays, man, they are making it look so much easier, and he does right there.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He's tackled, brought down right at the 25-yard line on the return. The Condors make their way onto the field to open this drive. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. And he couldn't find any room to breathe. What a great job on the run fits by this defense. Gives it on the option. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30. This is where you make the money on the drive. Ball at the 30, it's third and short. The give to the tailback. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. The Condors will punt it away on 4th down. Hauls it in, looking for space. He gets it out to the 17, the cover unit right there to make the stop. All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again. Fires to the big fella.
I mean, what great athletic ability to toe tap the sidelines and keep them in bounds. What a 1-yard gain.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. Here comes the heat. Gets rid of it. Got his man on the right. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. The Gamecocks moving quickly to the line.
Well, if you're going to complete these in-breaking routes over the middle of the field, it's really important as a quarterback you don't stare the guy down.
Finding some room. Touchdown, Gamecocks. They take the lead with the 6. And a huge run from the back for 6.
Man, it's nice to have a running back that can do that. That makes everything else easy on offense. Hey, hand it to that guy, he makes a big play. Yes, please.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. They'll stop play here as they have a look at this injured Gamecock. That's the junior offensive lineman that they're counting on. We hope he can return to play soon. Fielded in the end zone. It's King. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. The Condors make their way onto the field to open this drive. Another opportunity here. They had to punt it on their last possession, but this time tight game, hoping to get something on the board. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. When you've already sent your punter out 4 times, at least he knows he's going to get his varsity letter, and his leg might get a bigger workout if they don't convert. He couldn't find anywhere to go, and now it's 4th down. And it'll be the Condors will line up to punt it away. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Hauls it in at the 40. No chance for any kind of return there. They were all over him as soon as he caught the football. Looking to throw on 1st down. He'll pull it down. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the hit. A nifty pickup there. And the Gamecocks can really attack on this 2nd and short. The run inside. It's Paul. And a really short game before he gets a whole bunch of company from the defense. 3rd and short coming here right from the midfield stripe. This quarterback part of their running game. They convert on 3rd down as he gets it to the 46-yard line. The Gamecocks with the 1st and 10. Makes the grab. It's Johnson. Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over him. So now it's 2nd and long. Using his legs, it's Paul. Picks up the 1st down. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. Maybe a crease. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. They'll go to the counter. Really good running. Gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16. Got 6 on 1st down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. In the red area, it's Savage. Got enough space. Touchdown, Gamecocks. Great job by the back on the option.
And the offense continues to run the football. The second rushing touchdown from the running back. The offensive line paving holes. Continue to feed this man the ball.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. They marched 58 yards for the touchdown on that one. And it was capped off with an impressive 16-yard run for the score. And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. On the option, not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll move the wide receiver. He leaves it with his back. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28. Guys, Jacksonville State has the lead here as we've reached the end of the quarter. And sitting in a good spot as we wrap up the third. Let's take a look at our game stats while we have a break in the action. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this third down play. Now on the option. And he'll be hit immediately, no gain on the play. The Condors will send out the punt unit. And these guys have been busy. 6th punt of the day. Not a lot of room to make this catch. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. Jacksonville State's offense comes out ready to start this drive. And man, as this offense seized control of this game with the last couple of drives, and they'll try to keep it going here and put it away. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Now the play fake. Grabbed in the backfield, it's Williams. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. Ball's at the 27. This offense facing a 3rd and long. Oh, they're after him. Got him for the sack. This defense turning up the intensity.
On 3rd and long, you know what's coming. That's exactly where you want to get an offense. The passing game has to come out. You go nickel, bring some more speed on the field, and the defensive line gets home and gets the sack to force the 4th down.
And the Gamecocks will bring the punt team onto the field. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Gonna field this one in tight quarters. They stop him immediately, flying down the field and get to him before he can even get started. From the gun, running back on the move. Makes it past the marker. They get him down at the 49, but not before he picks up 15. They came out hot on this drive. One play and already near midfield. Hand off from the shotgun. Nice move to keep running. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. 8-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and short. Dropping back, it's Wright. Takes the easy one to the back. He steps out of bounds, but he's got a first down on the play. And it'll be the Condors come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Goes to the option. Quick toss. And that might have been a bad read as the defense just swarms all over the pitch man. They'll run it out of the shotgun. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. 3rd and 6 yards to go. The give from the gun. Got enough for the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. Motion from the wideout. From the gun, the give, looking for room. Really good running, gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16. 6-yard pickup on first down, leaves them with 2nd and 4. Keeps it on the bootleg. Now sliding to his left. Slides to the ground after picking up the first. Great play on 2nd and short. The Condors have it with a 1st and goal. Here comes the option. They just blew through that offensive line. It's a 4-yard loss. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Wide receiver going in motion. The touch pass goes absolutely nowhere. Knocked down for a loss. They desperately need to get the score here on 3rd and goal to have any kind of wild chance. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. Guys, they're going to pass on taking the sure 3 here and try to get the touchdown, and this is a pretty big gamble. Lets it go to the end zone. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. They spun that wheel of fortune on 4th down and come up bankrupt. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Got it in the middle. It's Johnson. He is not afraid to use that stiff arm as a weapon as he bangs his way to the 28. The defense uses a timeout. That's their first. They still have a couple of timeouts to work with in this final quarter. It'll be a run on 3rd and short. Trying to save time on defense, they use their 2nd timeout. They've got 1 timeout left now. They'll have to choose wisely as to when to use it. The Gamecocks decide to punt it away. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. He's got it, and he is knocked down immediately. Brave to try the return, though the coach might have preferred a fair catch. Motion from the wide receiver. Back to throw, it's Wright. Finds his man, it's Garrison. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. And it'll be the Condors in the hurry-up.
And this offense just hasn't found a way to kind of open it up. Like, they haven't found those explosive plays. It feels like the defense is kind of strangling them and staying really close to the line of scrimmage because of their lack of their big play ability over the top. This offense has to dial something up.
He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. No signs of any kind of kickers. They'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. Just going to keep it after the snap. And he makes it past the 1st down marker, hits the slide, and they'll move the sticks. Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Here's a heat. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Here comes the rush, and they've got it wrapped up at the 28. They're going to go for it, and they're not going to huddle here on 4th down. On 4th down, going to the air. He wants a big play here late. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. Wanting to stop the clock on defense, they use their 3rd and final timeout. And now what will they come up with on this 2nd down play? Now they'll run the draw. Strong, firm tackle. Quite a bit of work to do on third down from the 23, and this D would love to force a field goal try. They'll go right back to the run. He was looking everywhere for more running room and couldn't find it. He'll be 4 yards short, and it's fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. On the move, he fires. He got it. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one. We sensed a great deal of confidence, almost a smugness from this coaching staff. And these guys on the field, it's as if they knew they were going to win.
Yeah, playing with a bit of a chip on their shoulder, and I think they really felt like they had a real good game plan offensively and defensively coming into this one, David. There were some matchups on the field they thought they could exploit. We saw that happen here.
No doubt. Good job by this coaching staff, understanding who's out there to make plays, feeding them the football, offense, defense, special teams, all working together to get the done.
This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis, saying goodbye, everybody.
So Jacksonville State gets the win 20-10 over FCS Southeast / Eastern Kentucky. Wasn't super impressive, but at least they got their first win of 2026, evening their record at 1-1. Taking a look at the team stats, FCS Southeast actually had the edge in first down 17-14. Jacksonville State did have the edge in total offense 298-233. Rushing yards, FCS Southeast had the edge 193-174. Passing yards, Jacksonville State did have the edge 124 to only 40 for FCS Southeast. Third down conversion percentage, FCS Southeast was actually better, 33% to 11%. Turnovers, neither team had a turnover, and time of possession was won by FCS Southeast by exactly 6 minutes. So Jacksonville State kind of lucky to win this one. Individual stats for Jacksonville State, Caden Creel finishes 17 of 24 for 124 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. So he's got 2 games, and he's thrown for like 230 yards, essentially. 232, I think it is. Not super impressive, but I guess they're mostly a running team. FCS Southeast, Earl Wright finishes 10 of 19 for 40 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Leading rusher for FCS Southeast was Rock Johnstone, 20 carries for 86 yards and a touchdown for him. For Jacksonville State, they were led by Andrew Paul, 11 carries for 81 yards, no touchdowns. Not sure why he didn't get more carries. Jordan Savage had only 4 carries, but 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. He actually led them in yardage and touchdowns, so he should have been the leading rusher, I guess, on only 4 carries. Leading receiver for Jacksonville State was Ronell Johnson, 5 catches for 43 yards for him. For FCS Southeast, we'll give it to Titus Garrison, 2 catches for 23 yards for him. Leading blocker for FCS Southeast was Ezekiel Williams, 13 pancakes. For Jacksonville State, it was Caleb Holmes with 5 pancakes. Defensive leaders for the Gamecocks, they were led in total tackles by Shondell Harris with 10. Tackles for loss, they were led by Walker Osteen with 3. Sacks, Osteen tied Curtis Perry, each had 1. And no interceptions for the Gamecocks. For FCS Southeast, no interceptions. Montarius Taylor and Dwayne Gordon tied for the team lead in sacks with a half a sack each. Leon Branch led the team in tackles for loss with 3. He also led the team in total tackles with 10. Kicking stats for FCS Southeast, Turner Mills made his only field goal attempt from 24 yards out. He's also 1 of 1 on extra point attempts. For Jacksonville State, Garrison Ripa made both of his field goal attempts with a long of 57. He's also 2 of 2 on extra point attempts. Punting for Jacksonville State, Sam O'Lennon had 5 punts for an average of 52.2 yards per punt. And for FCS Southeast, Ty Minchie had 6 punts for an average of 46 yards per punt. Kick returns for FCS Southeast, Kevin King had 3 returns for an average of 19.6 yards per return. And for Jacksonville State, Dylan Gentry had 3 returns for an average of 15.3 yards per return. Punt returns for Jacksonville State, Dylan Gentry had 5 returns for an average of 6 yards per return. And for FCS Southeast, Pace Jenkins had 3 returns for an average of 4 yards per return. Scoring summary. In the first quarter, Jacksonville State gets on the board first with a 56-yard field goal from Garrison Ripa. Jacksonville State led 3-0 after 1. Second quarter was all FCS Southeast, though, as they get a 13-yard touchdown run from Rock Johnstone and then a 24-yard field goal from Turner Mills. And FCS Southeast / Eastern Kentucky led 10-3 at half. The third quarter, Jacksonville State gets a 57-yard field goal from Garrison Ripa, a 64-yard touchdown run from Jordan Savage, and then another 16-yard touchdown run from Jordan Savage. There's no scoring in the fourth quarter, so that gives you your final score of Jacksonville State 20, FCS Southeast / Eastern Kentucky 10. So Jacksonville State does get the win. Not super pretty, but they'll take it, defeating the FCS school Eastern Kentucky by 10 points. You see the headline says home field advantage. The Jacksonville State Gamecocks are now 1-1 after defeating FCS Southeast at Amherst Stadium. I think my intro might have called it something else. Out-of-date information I had. Home field advantage, we already read that. The highlighted players for Jacksonville State is Jordan Savage and Rock Johnstone. And you can see Jacksonville State was a higher-rated team, of course. And here's Jacksonville State's schedule. They lost at North Dakota State last week by a field goal. They defeated FCS Southeast / Eastern Kentucky by 10 this week. Next week, they are at Ohio before playing Georgia Southern at home. Looking at what our next game will be, it looks like it'll be Liberty at James Madison. That's a rivalry game in Harrisonburg, Virginia. We've been seeing that one mentioned on the halftime scores for a while, so we'll finally get it played. But from Jacksonville, Alabama, Jacksonville State does get their first win of 2026, defeating FCS Southeast / Eastern Kentucky 20-10, and we will see you next time.